Hi there. In this video we'll be covering I need a ghostwriter for my book. Working with the right ghostwriter can help you unlock the power of your story. And working with the wrong ghostwriter, that can lead to a lot of stress, a lot of headaches, wasted money, and frustrations that your book is not moving forward. By the end of this video, you will learn how not all ghostwriters are the same, the type of background experience your ghostwriter should have, and why paying more money up front for a ghostwriter could pay dividends in the end. And stay tuned until the end of the video for a free resource I really think you're going to enjoy. Let's dive in. Anybody can go online right now and call themselves a ghostwriter. I remember when I first started out as a ghostwriter 5 years ago and how I was identifying myself. And it was a lot of, I can do this, I can do that. I look at how I identify myself as a ghostwriter today, and it focuses on what I have done. The 30 books I've written or ghostwritten, the Start Review and Publishers Weekly, some of the other really difficult or meaningful projects, and the role I played in helping guide them forward. It's awesome to be able to step back now and look at some of the success I've had and the things I've learned, and the way that I can look back now and recognize the lessons I needed to learn along the way. All of that to say that not all ghostwriters are the same. Some have different strengths and talents. Some are generalists. Some are specially focused on very specific things. I think about one ghostwriter and coach that's a friend of mine that focuses on faith-based and Christian books, which is something I've written about, but not a specialty of mine. So when somebody comes along that I talk to who is interested in that space, I refer them to this ghostwriter friend of mine because I know that they're going to do a better job on that ultimately in the end. But I look at a lot of generalized topics and I think about the beauty of that. It's actually really exciting to be a generalist because ultimately with a lot of these topics that I'm ghostwriting about, the author is interested in reaching a wider audience. So by me being a step away from the story, by me being a little bit step back, I can actually look at the story and help connect it to a bigger audience by the way I'm writing it. I think about a sports team, a team of cross-country runners that I've worked with over the past year or so, and their story is really powerful and moving, and it's been meaningful because going into this, I didn't know a lot about cross-country, going to admit that. I knew a little bit about it. I knew it involved running, but I didn't actually know the specifics of the sport, which I think was a benefit in that case because I could approach the story from a general sports mindset instead of thinking about specific nuance. As a result, I ghostwrote a book that's more focused on general sports audience and not cross-country audience alone. Hopefully that helps to resonate with readers who may have a casual or passing interest in the topic instead of, oh, I need to be a specialist and an expert to be able to read this book. A lot of times when you're talking to potential ghostwriters, you're thinking about the topics they've written about previously, the kinds of stories they've covered, their background, their storytelling ability, the things that relate to the story that you're trying to tell. They should ultimately be able to talk about some other project they worked on. Maybe it's not even a book, but some other project they've worked on that connects and resonates to what you're trying to say in your book, because otherwise it's going to be really tough for them to really be the right fit for this. There's always other ghostwriters out there who have more experience in those spaces. So if the person that you're talking to can't really speak to this topic, maybe there's somebody else. I remember a couple years ago, early in my ghostwriting journey, I was being interviewed for a project, and it involved law enforcement. And I studied this person for hours and went into the conversation how I thought very prepared for it. And the first question they asked me was, what are some comparable titles in this space? What are other books that you relate this to? How do you see my story comparing to other books? And I had no idea how to answer that. I was completely lost. I was not prepared for this area of the conversation. And because of that, I missed out on this opportunity that I was pretty excited about. But it was a good lesson for me to really think about it in terms of the story and where it fits in the marketplace and not just, I can tell an interesting story. It's frustrating sometimes as an author to think about the money that you're putting into the project because there's no guarantee that you're going to end up with the satisfactory return on that investment. You don't know if you're going to make money off of it. Maybe you don't even want to. But will it be worth it? Will the juice be worth the squeeze? Will the spend be worth this effort that you're putting into it? Who knows? But you're going to have a higher likelihood of success if you worked with a seasoned and established ghostwriter. Established ghostwriters typically cost more money. You're looking at $25,000 to $30,000 on average for a seasoned and experienced ghostwriter, and that rate goes up accordingly based on other bestsellers and other accomplishments that they've obtained. The more established the ghostwriter, the more money it's going to cost, but in turn, the higher likelihood that you're going to write a book that will resonate and connect and find its audience. And by doing those things, by writing a book that matters, by connecting with the right audience and sharing a message to them that matters, you're more likely to then see a return on investment, whether it's speaking engagements, whether it's interview opportunities, whether it's growing your profile as a business leader or CEO, whether it's, promoting your coaching services and generating tens of thousands of dollars in revenue. All of these byproducts are the result of working with a great ghostwriter. And if you don't work with a great ghostwriter, you might not get those other rewards. So even though it's frustrating maybe to spend more money up front, it's going to put you in a better position to succeed down the road. The way to put yourself in a position for success with your book is by aligning your book with your bigger picture purpose, with your goals. Making sure that your book is aligned with the things that you want to accomplish and helping you get to the opposite side of that. Helping you reach the dreams and the life that you want to live. But again, this process really requires you to find the right ghostwriter for you. If you don't find the right ghostwriter, you may come up short. Your book might not accomplish its goals. But this process is really contingent on taking the right steps and following the right process at the early going to take away some of the pain points and friction and problems that could exist if you hire the wrong ghostwriter. That's why I really want you to check out the next episode. It's called How to Hire the Perfect Ghostwriter for Your Book. In that video, I cover where to look for ghostwriters. I cover the importance of interviewing them, setting on a fair rate, and signing a contract to give you peace of mind as you move forward in this process. Remember, a good book can change your life. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.